This is Suburban On Air and Cohen in the City. Here is Mike Cohen.
I want to be a songwriter, Ma.
It's not practical. Girls don't write music.
One fine day, you'll look at me, and you will know our love was meant to be.
Mike Cohen at the Segal Center, where Beautiful, the Carole King musical, launches on October the 15th. I'm here to interview Tess Benger, the lead performer in this show, and Jonathan Patterson, well known in the Montreal musical community, about Beautiful, the musical. Come on inside with me and meet them. Beautiful, the Carole King musical is coming to the Segal Center October 15th to November 5th. And great to meet the lead and one of Montreal's well-known musical pioneers, if we will. So we have Tess Benger, who is the lead. She's going to play Carole King, and Jonathan Patterson, one of my favorite performers. And I really wanted to include you, Jonathan, in this interview. So
thanks, Mike.
Glad to have you here. So first off, Tess, you're from Toronto.
Yes.
Welcome to Montreal.
Thank you.
And tell me, what does it mean to be playing Carole King?
It means a lot. It kind of the meaning of it grew the more I found out about her. Absolutely, when I was reading her book, Natural Woman, it kind of just the whole experience became richer and richer, and the honor it is to play her. It's really exciting for me. I think she is amazing.
She is. And Jonathan, you've done a lot in your career. How does it feel? You're part of the ensemble. How does it feel to be part of this show?
Oh, it's great. Ensemble track is a nice break. It's a nice break to come in, go out, sit down, let her do all the heavy lifting, come in, sing a great song. And it's nice to be back on a Montreal stage after a long time away.
Exactly. So tell me, Tess, do you have a favorite Carole King song now that you've been rehearsing 10 hours a day?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I feel like I'm going to get asked that a lot, and I have been asked that. And my husband, before I got out here, was like, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you what your favorite song is now, and then I'm going to ask you at the end of the run. So it's already changed a lot. It's ebbed and flowed. I would still say that Beautiful is like the anthem for life that I want to live by and want to share with the world. But there are so many special moments in the show. Like Natural Woman is like, there's so many. Like It's Too Late. It's I can't choose a favorite child, but Beautiful is like the message feels massive and important.
Okay, Jonathan, you're in the show, of course, and is there a particular song that grabs you especially for
Yeah,
the
of
show?
course.
Which one is that?
The song I get to sing.
What song do you get to sing, Jonathan?
I'm playing with one of the Righteous Brothers, so I sing You've
Oh.
Lost That Love I'm Feeling.
Okay.
But my favorite musical moment in the show is actually 1650 medley, where it's snippets of all these popular songs from the time they were being written at this iconic location where Carole gets her first writing job. So bits and pieces of Love Potion Number 9 and Poison Ivy and Yakety Yak and
So many songs,
so many
I'll
great
recognize.
songs.
It's going to be
And they're
so
buried in there and
exciting.
layered, and it's
Yeah.
really, really fun.
Depends kind of like where you're sitting almost, or like who you're watching. Yeah.
The Righteous Brothers. What did you know about the Righteous Brothers? Were you a big fan of theirs?
I'm a big fan because as a young bass singer, there was only one white male bass singer, and it was Bill Medley, and so the song has been in my life since I was a teenager.
Wow.
So that's the reason I auditioned for the show, was to get to do this number.
Oh my.
So yeah,
Wow.
it's
Did
fun.
you talk about that in your audition?
I didn't want to influence anything, but that's the reason I came
So,
out.
Jonathan, you're telling me this was a bucket list item for you.
This song is a bucket list for you for sure, and
Okay.
it's great. I
That's
get to sing it every day.
exciting.
It's awesome.
That's
With
So-
Matthew Fletcher. I'm not alone. Matthew Fletcher.
Okay, very cool. So Tess, tell me, did you see the Carole King musical ever before you got this role?
Yes. I saw Shalina Kennedy do it in Toronto.
Okay.
Alongside my dear friend Liam Tobin, who played Jerry Goffin.
Okay.
And I think I think from the outside it can be portrayed as like a jukebox musical, and like I suppose it is in terms of the form, but this is a story about, this is a very, very empowering and healing story about a woman finding her self-worth. And so when I watched Shalina do it, she was so brilliant. and I've looked up to her my whole career. I was really overwhelmed and moved, and it wasn't a role that I ever really had. I wasn't really like, I really want to play Carole King that day. It's really funny. Careers are so funny. Like the roles that are my dream roles and the roles I just don't really associate with are the ones I don't associate with are usually the ones I end up playing.
You kind of just answered my question. So when you were watching
Yeah.
that performance, it never crossed your mind that maybe one day I'm going to be in that lead role?
No. But that's neither good nor bad. It's just, I think I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a testament to how beautifully Shalina did it. I was able to just sit back and really enjoy the story and enjoy her. I don't like, there's certain shows that you're like, ooh, I can't wait till this starts going across the country regionally, but at the time it was the national tour, and it felt like it was a very American show. Like it was Broadway and national tour. It hadn't really reached Canada in terms of being produced here. So then I heard people started producing it, and again, it was kind of like, I saw that MTC had announced it before Segal Center, I think, announced it, and I was like, oh yeah, it just wasn't on my radar, but I think that I've learned so much more about my similarities to Carole, and I feel like I really have my own version of her now. And I think at the time I just saw Shalina's version as something that I wouldn't do. Like, it's just so different. She has such like a natural earthiness, and I have found my way into the character that makes me feel ownership, not in a weird way, but in like a connected way.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Jonathan, have you seen the show before?
I have not.
Oh, really?
New and fresh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so this is your first crack at it. Of course, you feel like you're seeing it every day in your marathon rehearsals, right?
Well, I mean, tech rehearsals are definitely marathon days, for sure.
And what do you think of the lead?
Oh, no. She's great. I love her.
Bad attitude.
I love her.
Yeah,
we share a seat at the end of the second act, and it's just so lovely to get to sit back as a loving parental figure watching her sing Natural Woman. I actually just get lost in it as myself, too, of watching you just fly when you fly, and it's a lot of fun.
So this show is going to move on to Winnipeg. Is the whole cast going? Like, are you going to Winnipeg right now?
Yeah, we're all going to Winnipeg.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, how do you feel about that? You're going to Winnipeg in January, which is a great time to be in Winnipeg.
I believe they
So
call it
funny,
Winterpeg.
That's why they call it
everybody always says that.
Winterpeg.
I went to Edmonton to do a production of Mamma Mia at the Citadel one February, like January, February, similar slot, and everyone's like, oh, Edmonton and in winter, and you're like, yeah, but what more beautiful way is there to like move through the winter than to do Mamma Mia or Beautiful?
Yeah.
Like, we just stimulate ourselves with all this like light and magic, and then poof, winter is done.
Yeah.
And like, I'm a very avid gardener, so it's hard for me to leave home between the months of April and November. So it actually works out perfectly for me.
Good, as long as you're a good shoveler, you'll be great in
I'm
Winnipeg.
not shoveling. I'm living in an apartment across the street.
Yeah.
I love Winnipeg. The Winnipeg theater community is so beautiful and supportive and robust, and I just can't wait. And it's going to be such a interesting treat to go from a 300 seat house to like almost 1,000.
Yeah.
That's going to be really exciting for us as a cast. And I'm totally excited for Winnipeg. And it'll be nice because our director, like so many of our castmates are from Winnipeg, so it's going to be wonderful. Yeah.
That's great. And Jonathan, how do you feel about going to Winnipeg?
So excited.
Yeah.
So excited. I love traveling to new cities. I love traveling to new theater companies. The staff at MTC has been wonderful to communicate with, and I'll be reconnecting with their company manager. Isabel is an old friend of mine from years ago doing $1 Million Quartet, so it'll be nice to reunite and to get to see these people again.
Yeah.
You can't complain.
Yeah, no complaints.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, I wish you both the best of luck. It sounds like an amazing show.
Thank you.
Great having the lead performer in Beautiful the Musical and the grizzled veteran in Jonathan joining us today. Thank you very much.
I'll take it.
Thank you.